Yo, good morning, Hustle Nation. Today, we're talking about closing the Black wealth gap via entrepreneurship. In particular, we're talking about the info product industry, how to turn your knowledge into income, how to use these 7 different ways to create information-based products based on the knowledge, experience, skill sets that you already possess, guys. The money is not on your mind. The money is in your mind. And we're going to talk about 7 different ways that you can get it out of your mind and into your pocket. So do me a favor, go ahead and comment in the chat where you're from. Drop the name of your business and or your brand. Just don't share any links. And smash that share button, ladies and gentlemen, because you guys are in for a treat. Let's get it. Yo, what's up, Ultimate Hustlers, and welcome to the Cortez Hustle Show, the business podcast for the entrepreneur of the 21st century. And I'm your host, Cortez Hustle. Our goal is to give you a behind-the-scenes look at how the world's greatest hustlers build amazing brands, scale their businesses to incredible heights, sell more, make more, and create mass movements that impact the world. It doesn't matter if you're a seasoned vet or you're sitting on the sidelines with aspirations to one day unleash your inner hustle. This show will provide the insights into how pure grit, determination, and hard work has morphed into some of the most iconic brands and personalities and how they are moving the culture forward. You'll get a mix of solo shows featuring yours truly, as well as interviews and content from other hustlers that I either know personally or I've learned from or whose grind I've come to know and respect. And you'll also get exclusive recordings from our membership called Monetize My Life Academy, which you can check out at monetizemylifeacademy.com. That's a program where we go live every month with some of the best hustlers on the planet, sharing best practices on how we all can explode our brands with advanced branding and marketing tactics, business development strategies, and financial game planning necessary to build the empires we all desire. Again, that's at monetizemylifeacademy.com. If you like today's episode, chances are the hustlers you're connected to will like it as well. Share it with those in your network, and when you do, use hashtag Cortez Hustle so I can see you and hopefully give you a shout out and share you in my stories. So check out today's episode and make sure you subscribe to the feed on your favorite podcasting networks. Welcome, Ultimate Hustlers, to the Cortez Hustle Show, coming live and direct from the Personal Branding 365 studios here in St. Louis, Missouri. If you're trying to build a personal brand, then you need to check out Personal Branding 365. For those of you who do not know me, I'm your host, Cortez Hustle, also known as the one and only financial health mentor, everybody's favorite fatherpreneur. And I'm on a mission, man, to help close the Black wealth gap. And the way that I believe we do that is by really embracing entrepreneurship. And while many people think entrepreneurship is out of their reach, I want to explain today how you already have money in your mind. It's just a matter of understanding how to get it out. How do you take your knowledge, package, present it, and position yourself in the marketplace to make money from the skills, the knowledge, the experiences that you have already overcome. So do me a favor, comment in the chat where you're from, drop the name of your business out or your brand. Do not be afraid, ladies and gentlemen. You never know who might want to connect with you based on you sharing and commenting what it is that you do. Just don't post any links because Facebook will not show this stream to as many people if we flood the comments with links. But I'm excited for today's episode. This is actually part 2. If you didn't see part 1, I'll make sure I comment or I'll put the link to part 1 in the comments where we really got into why and how entrepreneurship can transform your life. A couple quick announcements before we get started. I'm still looking to work with about 5 more single moms. If you're a single mom, you're looking to add a stream of income to your household, right? You're looking to get your credit up. Looking to get your taxes down. You're looking to get your debts down, and ultimately learn how to invest so you can build multi-generational wealth, then you, my friend, need to holler at your boy, right? Comment single mom or text your name and keyword single mom to 314-874-6887. Now, I won't lie, there is an investment required on your behalf. However, we're actually giving single moms a 50% off discount for this particular program, right? So we want to bless you so that you can be a blessing to your family once you get your finances in order. So check that out. Also, tonight is our live training for the Monetize My Life Academy Mastermind. What is the Monetize My Life Academy Mastermind? It is the premier digital marketing mastermind on the planet. If you got a business and you're trying to figure out how to really use the internet and social media to explode that brand, the Digital Marketing Mastermind is the place for you. You guys might want to peek in to what we got going on tonight. If you go over to monetizemylifeacademy.com, you register for the program, you will be able to join us tonight on our live training. And basically what we do on the 15th of every month, we do a live training where I teach a framework, we do Q&A, we set some goals, and we really have a good time. Tonight's topic is content marketing, what the importance of it, how to do it effectively, and how to purposefully and profitably repurpose older content. Is going down, man. I love content marketing as a strategy for organic lead generation. If you want to be in tonight's class, all you got to do is go over and check out Monetize My Life Academy. Prices start at $10. Our top package is $27. You get lots of bells and whistles. So go check that out. Now, y'all know we do the question of the day, we do the quote of the day, and we do 1 minute motivation. All of that is coming up here in a second. In fact, let me give you the question of the day. Today's question, and you know, if you answer the question of the day, you get entered into a drawing to win a free vacation. And we do a live drawing every Wednesday at noon Central. So what is the question of the day? What knowledge or expertise or experience do you have that you could write a book on right now? That's today's question of the day. What knowledge, experience, or expertise do you have right now that you can write a book on? Now, in order for us to know that you're responding to the question of the day, put QOTD, then your answer, right? Put QOTD, then your answer, right? That's going to help us to get your name entered into the drawing. And shout out to our sponsor for the question of the day, myperfectmoneyplan.com. If you need a plan for your money, go to myperfectmoneyplan.com to check out what they got going on over there. So let me see who's hanging out with us this morning. It looks like out of Atlanta checking in is the CEO of Take Flight Management. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Beverly is in the building as always. I believe she's tuning in from our connection with the Empowerment Network. Shout out to the Empowerment Duo, Brian Keith McNeil and Lisa Santiago McNeil, good friends of the show. And Lucette Powell is in the building as well. Dr. Deborah, I believe, is also tuning in from the Empowerment Network as well. So love it, love it, love it. If you guys got a business or a brand, shout out the name of your business and of your brand and give us 1 or 2 sentences about what it is that you do, man. There's over 100,000 people follow this page, man. You never know who wants to connect with you based on you saying a little bit about what it is that you do. So we love to start the show with a quote of the day. So the Cortez Hustle Show quote of the day for today is man, it's a doozy, man. It might step on some toes, but this is from the great Jim Rohn. He says, the most frustrating thing you can ever do is look for a job with an above average pay look for an above average job with an above average pay without becoming an above average person. He said the most frustrating thing you will ever do is look for an above average job with above average pay without becoming an above average person. Man, y'all won't believe the amount of people that want more out of life, but aren't doing anything to become more in life. I'm gonna say that again, man. You will not believe, I talk to thousands of people a month. You will not believe the amount of people who have the audacity to believe that this life owes them something and they want more out of life without becoming more in life. Ladies and gentlemen, the biggest investment you will ever make is in yourself. If you want to have more, you must first do more. And the only way you will ever be able to do more is if you first become more. Be, do, have. Pour into yourself so that you can grow your skill set, so that you can grow your mindset, so that you can grow your consistency, so that you can grow your ability to serve better. And when you become more, by default, you're going to be able to do more. And if you can do more, you can have more. But trust and believe it's not happening, y'all, just because you think you deserve, just because you want to. No, you have to become a better version of yourself every single day. That is the quote of the day right here on the Cortez Hustle Show, brought to you by EFI Financial Education Academy, Exercise Financial Intelligence. My man Milt Jr. over there out of Atlanta, Georgia, helping people with all of their financial needs. And ladies and gentlemen, if you want to be a sponsor of the Cortez Hustle Show, all you got to do is comment sponsorship or reach out to me, and I'll give you the link where you can go learn all of our sponsorship packages and see how we can help you get in front of potentially 150,000 people that follow our show across our collective networks. So we're talking closing the Black wealth gap. Ladies and gentlemen, I could spend days talking about why there is a Black wealth gap, but I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to focus on the solution, because there's enough people already talking about the problem, right? Right? There's enough people pontificating, and the historians are out there. The people who are mad and seeking for reparations, they are out. Everybody knows why the wealth gap exists. I want to focus on the actual solution, because what people don't realize is as you focus on the problem, you make the problem bigger. And the bigger you make that problem, it begins to get so big that it seems insurmountable. And that's where most Black people are. We collectively have focused on this problem so much that it has become so overwhelmingly big that it's like, man, we can't do nothing about it. That's what happens. When you focus on your problems become big. But guess what? We live in a world of duality. So when you focus on the solutions become big and the problems become small. So I want to start the trend of talking about solutions, so that everybody's talking about solutions. And we start talking about solutions so much that we start looking at like, man, this problem is a mustard seed size compared to this giant universal size solution that we can throw at it. Then we'll take the necessary action. So here's what my proposed solution is. It's entrepreneurship. We have to cross the line from consumer only to being producers in this economy. Period. Guys, not only do we have to cross the line from being consumers, we have to cross the line to being producers, and we got to start doing like Dr. Claude Anderson talks about all the time, striving to own industry from raw material to retail. See, we got to get beyond, I have my shop and I sell some products and services. That's fine. That's a great place to start. But we got to get beyond that. We got to go from I have my shop, I sell products and services on the retail end. Then we got to step it up to get into the wholesale game, right? Shout out to my boy, Sir Markadu, right? People like Evan Jefferson, they are understanding that we need to be in that wholesale space, right? Then we got to get from the wholesale space to that buyer space. See, there's somebody who goes out and buys products and services by the shipping container, not by the caseload, not by the pallet. There are people who go buy whole shipping containers full of one product. What is the price on that? If I sell oils, because I know my man, Sir Markadu, one of the products he sells is fragrant scented oils. If I sell scented oils and I buy them from the wholesale, I'm going to get a good deal. I could probably double my money. If I buy them, but the wholesaler has to buy them from someone. The wholesaler is buying them from the buyer. The buyer is buying the scented oils from in shipping container size orders. And then you have above the buyer, you have the manufacturer, the people who are actually making the oil, right? And then you have above the people actually making the oil, you have the people who have the raw material, the people who grow the plants that the oil comes from. And then you got the people who own the land that grow. See, we have to understand that we not only must go from consumer to producer, but once we get into the producer game, we are intelligent enough to say, hey, we need to not only be producers and selling at the retail end, we got to go from retail and we got to own the whole chain to raw material. When we understand that mindset, the game changes for us. Now, that is the bigger scale. Let me help you understand how you're going to do this on a smaller scale, how you're going to at least just get in the game. See, most of us aren't even in the game right now. How do you get in the game? You get in the game by starting a business right now today. See, we don't understand that in America, America is a business, ladies and gentlemen. Why do you think you see America's name in certain ways in certain places? One place, we are America. In another place, we are the United States of America. In another place, we are the United States. In another place, we are the USA. All of those are different variations of this company, this entity known as America that we call a country. I call a business. And in this business, if you were born in this business, you were born a business owner. You are a sole proprietor. And here's what they don't tell you. Your social security number is actually an EIN. But when you don't do business with it, then they call it a social security number. The minute you start doing business, then it becomes a employee identification number. It's an EIN. It's a business number. And some of you guys will go out and get you a separate business number, and that's fine. Create a separate entity. You can create as many as you want. But here's what you got to understand. Your price for not doing business, the penalty you pay being born a business, and you are going against your nature, which is sole proprietorship. In this country, you are born a business. When you go against that, America says, okay, you were born a business. We're all about business. You don't want to contribute to the gross domestic product of this country? That's fine. Here's your penalty. High taxes. High taxes. The penalty you pay for not doing business in this economy, i.e., hey, I just want to work a job so that I can take care of my family. That's cool. But when you do that, you're not contributing to the gross domestic product of this country, and your penalty is high taxes. And high taxes, ladies and gentlemen, is why most of us are residing in poverty right now. Yeah, we're going to get all the way into it, and we're going to get into how to turn your knowledge into income. But I got to set this thing up so you can understand why entrepreneurship is the shortest distance between working class and wealth. You got to understand why entrepreneurship is the catalyst for us to close this Black wealth gap so that we can start owning and controlling our own communities. But guess what? It's 7:20. So at 7:20 every day on the Cortez Hustle Show, we do something called 1 minute motivation. And if you have not smashed that share button, ladies and gentlemen, shame on you. 1 minute motivation is where I play 1 minute video, motivational video, because I believe in personal growth and self-development. And when you guys come and rock with me every morning, I want to make sure that you get your dose of personal growth and self-development. You comment one takeaway from the video, I'm going to give my comments, and then of course I'm going to give my shout out to the sponsor for today. So let's get into right here on the Cortez Hustle Show, 1 minute motivation.
They could be smarter than you. They could have more money than you, more opportunity, more privilege, but they can't work harder than you. No matter what your circumstance is, it's not hard to understand. Hard work equals results. It's always the guy who is willing to hustle the most, willing to put in the time, willing to work harder than anyone else does. Those guys at the top, it seems like they have it all together, like it comes so easy to them. Well, it doesn't. The only way to get to the top is to want it, and want it bad. That's the only thing separating you from the success you know you're destined for. But you gotta want it bad. So bad that you're willing to put more energy, more time, more effort in your stuff than anybody else will. So waking up at 5 isn't working? Wake up at 4. They read the book once, you read it twice. If they practice for 4 hours, you practice for 8. You gotta put in double, triple the amount of work than anybody else will. Why? Because if you want it bad enough, you'll sacrifice everything until you get it, until you win. There are a million other people that want what you want, a million other people 2 steps ahead, a million people good at what they do. So you gotta be better.
Bottom line, people, bottom line, hard work works. Comment one of your biggest takeaways from that video, man. I actually love personal growth and self-development. But what you got to understand, guys, is everything that you consume is contributing to your personal growth and self-development. The question is it causing you to grow in the direction that you want to be growing in? We think personal growth and self-development is only when we watch something positive. No, my friend, everything you consume is contributing to your personal growth and self-development. So that channel is Leonius Motivation. I'm going to drop the link to that actual video because it's actually a little bit longer than that. So you guys can go check out the full video for yourself. So let me grab that link and comment your biggest takeaway from that particular video. What did you get out of that this morning? One of my takeaways, it says, hard work equals results, man. Are you putting in enough hard work? He said, how bad you want it is what separates you from the you that you are and the you that you are destined to be, right? Beverly says they could be better than you, but they can't work harder than me, right? They could be better than me, but they can't work harder than me. I have to want to get to the top bad. That's how I'm separated from others. I have to double my actions. I have to be better. Love that. Some of the same things that I got, right? Now, when it comes to being better, here's one thing that I have to caution you on, because sometimes we think we got to be better to get noticed. No, when it comes to being better, it means performing what it is that you do better. It means figuring out how to be consistent better, how to serve better, how to do what it is you do better. But the way you stand out, guys, is to be different. Let me run that one back. It's not about trying to be better than the other people in your space when it comes to standing out. Yeah, when you get a customer and a client, you want to perform better. You want to serve better. You want to lead them better. You want to produce better results for them. But to stand out, though, you want to be different. You want to be different. A lot of us get caught up in this being better. No, what's the difference between McDonald's and Burger King? They both sell hamburgers and French fries. McDonald's fries theirs on a grill. Burger King said, we're going to get into this hamburger space, but we don't want to say we got a better burger than McDonald's. We want to say we got a different burger than McDonald's because we flame broil our burgers. Everybody put that in the comments. Be different. Be different. And here's what's cool. You already are. When you understand how to be your authentic self, you already are different from anybody else. When I say I'm going to build a media empire that rivals Ted Turner and Walt Disney, how am I going to do it? And you're saying, Cortez, there's a lot of people trying to be in this media space, but they ain't me. I don't got to worry about what anybody else is doing because nobody is me but me. And I really, really, really hope y'all get that. Some of us are saying we cannot do the thing that we love because there's a million other people already doing it. Hey, man, I'm passionate about whipping up this butter and making these all natural products, but there's 1,000 other people on Instagram already doing that. So you done figured out that you can't do it because those other 1,000 people ain't you. Oh, but I get your problem though. Your real problem is that not you don't want to do it because other people are doing it. You haven't found your authentic voice yet. And the reason you're not having success is because instead of doing it like you're trying to do it like everybody else. That's the problem. It's not that everybody else is doing it, it's that you're trying to do it like everybody else. When you figure out your authentic voice, I don't care. There's a bazillion podcasts out there. Ain't none of them the Cortez Hustle Show though, but this one. So that, my friend, was 1 Minute Motivation right here on the Cortez Hustle Show. And the 1 Minute Motivation is brought to you by the Empowerment Duo. If you don't follow the Empowerment Duo page on Facebook, make sure you go check them out. They've got a plethora of great shows back to back to back to back to back on that page every single day, bringing you nothing but straight fire. And if you believe in personal growth and self-development like I do, and that you believe you got to take the right content in to personally grow and develop yourself, then man, you can sit on the Empowerment Duo page and every hour they're giving it to you strong. So check out the Empowerment Duo page right here on Facebook, facebook.com/the Empowerment Duo. Brian Keith McNeil and Lisa Santiago McNeil right here on Facebook. Now, let's go in, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about closing the Black wealth gap, and the catalyst for that is entrepreneurship, right? We talked before we went to the 1 Minute Motivation that entrepreneurship in this country, America, is a business. Everybody who was born in this country and got a social security number, you are already a sole proprietor. You are a business. But if you are choosing not to do business, then the penalty you pay for not doing business in this country is high taxes. When you work a job only, you pay the most taxes of anybody in this economy. Period. 40% of your income is going to Uncle Sam. You don't believe me? Let's run the numbers. If you make any amount of money, 30, 40, 50 grand a year, you're in the 20 to 25% tax bracket. Let's just say it's 20%. There's only 7 states in this union that does not have a state tax. So that means chances are most of y'all live in one of the states that do have a state tax. So that's another 8% that you're going to pay in state tax. So 20 plus 8 is 28. And if you live in a city like St. Louis, New York, some of these major cities, they also have a local tax, 2 to 3%. Let's just say it's 2%. So now I'm at 30% if I live in the city and a state that has a state tax. 30% of my income is going to Uncle Sam. And watch this. Then you got to pay sales tax on everything you buy. That's another 7 to 9%. Let's just say it's 8%. We at 38% of your income going to Uncle Sam. And you can't figure out how you can't make it. My wife used to wreck her brain. I write down all of our income. Cortez, you got money coming in from everywhere. I write down all of our bills, but it seems like we should be good when I look at these two numbers. Babe, you're not considering taxes. You got to cut all of that down by 40% because most of that income at the time was coming from a job. So you got to take 40% of that income away because it's going to taxes. Then she started seeing the reality of the numbers. Oh, this is why we barely making it, because when I take out what goes to Uncle Sam, shoot, we only got enough to pay our bills. Yeah, that's why we got to be entrepreneurs. Now, before I give you the 7 ways to turn your knowledge into income, I need y'all to do me a favor. I need y'all to share this stream, man. I need y'all to share this stream. We can no longer afford to hoard information. This is another huge problem that we have in the community. Huge problem that we have in the community is we get knowledge and we sit on it. And most of us never do anything with it. I'm going to give y'all some game right here. I'm going to give y'all some game right here. And some of y'all going to take it and blow up. Some of the stuff that I'm going to give y'all, I will never execute on myself personally, but I know it. So why would I hoard that information when it's the same information that you could use to liberate you and your family? And I say I'm all about liberation. Right? So before we get into that, let me break down the Black Wealth Blueprint for working Americans in this country to really transform your finances. Here's what you're going to do, right? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to start a home-based business. I'm going to show you how to take your knowledge, your intellectual capital today, and turn it into intellectual property so that you have a business, right? That part is done. You already know that you are a business, but now you're going to start doing business. There's a difference. You are a business born in this country. Now it's time to start doing business. Because when you start doing business, you get to access the #1 wealth building tool in the world, which is the United States tax code. And I'm going to show you what that means to you. So here's the Black Wealth Blueprint for working Americans in this country. You start a business. When you start a business, and it doesn't matter how you start the business and what level, you might get with an attorney like my boy Thomas H. Clifton, who's going to be on the show next week talking about business entities and that kind of stuff. You might get you an LLC, whatever, but your social security number is good enough for you to start, right? You might file and set up you an S corp, a C corp, whatever, right? But you got to get into business in this country. Now, because you're working a job, the first thing you're going to do is go to your employer and say, hey, I need access to my tax withholding certificate. And he's going to say, go to our portal, our HR portal, and you can get to it right there. That tax withholding certificate has a section on it that asks you, do you have a business? Now, it doesn't say it that cleanly and that plainly because this whole economic structure is designed to confuse you around money. But there's a question that when you read through the lines, read between the lines, it basically says, do you have a business? And you're going to say yes. It's going to say about how much do you invest in trying to grow that business in terms of what are your tax deductions for that business looking like? When you fill that out properly, you're going to give yourself an instant pay raise of $300 to $600 per month. That $300 to $600 per month does not mean you go and increase your lifestyle. You don't get the extra $300 to $600 a month and upgrade your car, upgrade your apartment, upgrade your hair budget, upgrade your rim budget, fellas, upgrade your cigar budget. No, you take that $300 to $600 per month and you use it strategically to do three things. Let's just say it was $500 a month. You, based on starting a business, based on your personal situation, now it's different for everybody, but the average is about $300 to $600 a month. You take your instant pay raise was $500 a month. You take 100 of that and you're going to start putting it into an emergency fund. You take 100 of that and you're going to start investing in a mutual fund or something, whatever. Talk to your financial professionals. That's not me. I'm not trying to give you financial advice. You're going to take, I knew you was going to say that, Brian. He says, my cigar budget is important, right? You're going to take some of that money and $100 of it, and you're going to start building you an emergency fund if you don't already have one. You're going to take 100 of that dollars of that 500, and you're going to start investing. Even if it's you don't know a whole lot about investing, you just got to even if you just took the $100 and you put it into a brokerage account. Now, see, a brokerage account doesn't mean you're investing your money. You're just putting it in a place where you have access to buy investment. So if you don't know what to invest in yet, just take $100 and put it into your brokerage account every single month, right? And just let it build up until you learn about investments, right? Then you're going to take the other 300 and you're going to focus on debt elimination, starting with high revolving credit card debt. See, this is all that you can do just by starting a business in this country and transform your finances. I started a business, and because I started a business, I got an instant pay raise of $300 to $600 a month. I took some of that money and started building me an emergency fund because most of us don't have one. I took some of that money and started me a brokerage account and started putting it over there so I can start investing. I took some of that money and I started paying down my debts, starting with high revolving credit card debts. Why? Because when I pay down my high revolving credit card debts, my credit score goes up. So let me get this straight, Cortez. I started a business. I got an instant pay raise. My debts are going down and my credit score is going up. We ain't even made no money in the business yet, y'all. We haven't even made any money in business yet. This is the benefit of going from consumer to producer. Just crossing that line, you got all of these benefits. Then on top of that, all of the stuff that you spend money on every single month that we call bills, now that you're on the producer side, though, they're no longer called bills. They're called business expenses. So you get to write them off in full or in part. This is how Black people can transform their finances, y'all. The average person with a home-based business will save anywhere from $8,000 to $12,000 per year in taxes. That's what my mentor, Brian Bean, calls phantom money. See, we tend to say, Cortez, you have a home-based business, but you ain't making no money. I'm not making any money in terms of revenue that comes into the business, but I'm making phantom money because I'm keeping money from going out of my household to Uncle Sam. See, we got to understand how to properly evaluate results. And if you missed our global mindset domination, where me and Brian Keith and a host of other solid dudes gave you some mindset domination, one of the things I talked about is understanding how to properly evaluate your results. See, don't let your friends tell you how much money you made in that business. I ain't made nothing yet, but I saved $15,000 in taxes though. I ain't made nothing yet, but I got an instant pay raise of $500 a month. That's $6,000 per year back into my household. How much money coming out of your check going to Uncle Sam? Right? So that's the blueprint. Start a business, get an instant pay raise, take the instant pay raise, use it to build an emergency fund, start paying down some debts, and start investing. Then learn how to write off your lifestyle, turn your bills into business expenses. Now you're going to save a boatload on taxes, and the tax money that you save, you're going to use that to pour back to your business and to your investments and paying down your debts. Game over. Now, when your bills paid at the end of the month, you still got $1,500 left over because you have a business. And ultimately, you'll join a program like the Monetize My Life Academy Mastermind, and we'll teach you how to make the business profitable. Now you've added another stream of income. Now, let's talk about why information products. Why do I want to take my knowledge, Cortez, and turn that into a business instead of go out and find some products or services to sell? Because you already have it, right? The margins are high. I took my knowledge and I put it into an ebook, and now I sell that ebook, and it's 98% profit. I pay some fees because I sell it, and PayPal is my payment processor. So I pay a fee when they buy the ebook from PayPal, right? And then the platform that I sell my ebook from, right? My sales funnel, my capture page, I have to pay for that platform monthly. But on my digital products, guys, the margin is 98%. Depending on the product. Sometimes it's 95%, sometimes it's 90%, sometimes it's 75% if I decide to pay for advertising and things like that. But let me show you that this ain't just me saying this, right? This ain't just me saying this. I'm going to share my screen with you, and we're going to jump over to 2 different articles, right? That's saying the same thing from some highly respected publications, right? So let me hit share, and we're going to go through this. And for those of you who want to actually do this, I have a class coming up, a workshop. It's $20 that will teach you how to do this, how to turn your knowledge into a digital product. Next week, I have a class coming up. I'm finalizing the date and time. If you want to participate in this class and you're willing to invest $20 in yourself, then I want you to comment workshop, so I can send you the link to where you can pay and register for that class. It's going to be next Tuesday. I'm going to show you how to do this, right? Very simple, easy to do. I'm going to share that with you next week, but let me show you what to do right now. Let me open this up a little bit, and I'm going to read a couple excerpts from you. Now, you see where this is coming from, right? Inc. magazine, highly reputable source. This ain't Cortez saying, hey, these are ways that you can turn your knowledge into income. Inc. magazine. I'm going to open this up so you guys can read along with me, right? And then I'm going to post the link in the comments in the resource section when I'm done, so that you can read the rest of it, because I'm not going to read all of this stuff, right? But you can read the whole thing. So let me read what the writer says. He said, I spent most of my career working as a psychotherapist, but I always had a side hustle. Hint, 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 hint. See, a lot of our professional people think they're too good for a side hustle. But like Kermit the Frog, that ain't my business. My favorite side hustle was a dropship jewelry business. I sold high-end necklaces, earrings, and bracelets without ever physically handling the products. I was excited to jump out of bed every morning to see how much money I'd earned in my sleep. I thought it was amazing that I could sell products that I never had to physically handle. It required no upfront capital. I love being an entrepreneur, but for a long time, I thought I needed to sell a physical product to make money online. But in 2013, I wrote an article that went viral. 50 million people read it. And I realized I could make more money selling my knowledge. I want y'all to put in the comments, there's more in what you know than what you do. There's more in what you know than what you do. Shout out to Trevor Otts, founder of Black CEO. Amazing, amazing, amazing marketer, business coach, and professional. When he shared that with me, blew my mind, and it shifted everything that I'm about. Because now all I do is learn, do, teach. Learn, do, teach. I learn something, I do it, I get the results, then I get paid to teach somebody else what I learned. It's a simple formula, y'all. It's a simple formula. So she said, I was selling high-end jewelry through drop shipping. Then she took the knowledge that she gained from being successful at selling high-end jewelry, and she wrote an ebook and an article on how to sell or how to do drop shipping successfully. And then people start paying her for a drop shipping course, right? Let's look at the 7 ways that you're going to turn your knowledge into income. All right, let me get rid of the ad real quick. Number 1, write articles. Some of you guys love to write. Now, right now, that's not me. I don't love to write. But if you love to write, starting a blog might help you earn ad revenue eventually, but the likelihood of creating $1 million blog is pretty slim. You're better off writing articles in exchange for payment. There are thousands of publications looking for good writers because they produce daily newsletters. They produce a weekly magazine or a newspaper, and they're always looking for good articles. And if you're a writer, you can submit your articles and make up to $100 per article. Submit 5 articles per week. That's $500 extra per week. But remember, it makes you a business owner. So now you get all the other benefits, the instant pay raise on your job, the tax write-offs for your computer, your laptop, your cell phone, and all of the bills that you already got. They become tax deductible. All right, man, I'm gonna get off that. Number 2, write a book. While some people insist a self-published book is the way to go, others find traditionally published books are more lucrative. Of course, it depends on your topic. If you have a niche that isn't going to attract a wide audience, you may need to self-publish. Then it's up to you to decide if you want to create a $50 manual or a $1.99 ebook. If your book is likely to appeal to the masses, a traditional book might be a good option. The advantages of a traditional published book include earning in advance, a set amount you'll earn regardless of how many copies it sells, and royalties, and the publisher pays for everything, right? Some of you guys got a book in you right now, right? I asked y'all the question of the day. Matter of fact, let me give it to you again. The question of the day is, what knowledge or experience did you have right now that you can write a book on? Put QOTD and then give me your answer if you want to be entered into the drawing for a free vacation. And I'm going to give you my answer here in just a few minutes, right? Number 3, create an online course. You can create a course to host on your own website, put a course up on a website like Udemy, where you can earn money on each course that's sold. You could also build a course in conjunction with a company like The Great Courses, where you could earn an advance and royalties. Again, if you don't know how to do this, for $20, I've got a class coming up next week where I'm going to teach you how to do this. You're going to walk away from that class with a blueprint. I'm actually going to build a course right in front of you live. I'm going to do it right there. I'm going to show you that this stuff is not terribly difficult. You just got to be in the right people. You got to be in the right frame of mind, around the right people, and ambitious enough to take some action. Number 4, provide coaching and consultation. Offer one-on-one coaching to people who want your guidance, or offer group coaching to people who are looking for affordable help. You could also consult with businesses or organizations that could benefit from your expertise. I'm going to show you how you can set up a group coaching program. Guys, this is $20. $20. All you got to do is comment workshop. And I'm going to share with you the link to register for that workshop. And based on the knowledge that you have and the direction that you want to go, some of you guys will come out of there with a blueprint to create an online course. Some of you guys will create your group coaching program. Some of you guys will come out of there with a blueprint to write your book in 3 days or less. $20. Number 5, give talks. Public speaking can be a lucrative source of income if you can break into the field. Whether you're a motivational speaker who gives 60-minute keynotes, or you a trainer who offers full-day workshops, there are many opportunities for public speaking, right? Some of you guys are not ready to break into the industry, but how would you like to learn how to create your own platform? See, another thing that I learned from Trevor Otts, the Black CEO, he wanted to be a public speaker, but no one would give him the ability to speak. So he created his own platform. And now some of the same people who wouldn't allow him to speak on their stage are paying him to speak on his. Oh, y'all didn't hear me. Y'all didn't hear me, but we ran out of time. I got to move on. Number 6, develop a mastermind group. Charge a monthly or annual membership fee to become part of a mastermind group. You might offer regular webinars or exclusive content, as well as an opportunity for members to connect with you, with one another. Man, it's crazy how much money we have in our minds. And for 20 bucks, I'm going to show you how to get it out. But you got to be willing to take some action. You got to be willing to invest in yourself. Number 7, host an event. Whether you offer a small retreat at a luxury resort that features your content only, or you partner with several other people to offer a conference at a hotel, a big event could be an excellent source. Now, we know that in 2021, these events are virtual. But guess what? I can get with a Brian Keith McNeil. I can get with a Milt Jr. I can get with a Dr. Deborah Dotson, and we could do a virtual summit. Charge $47 for people to show up at this virtual summit, and all of us spend 90 minutes and give these people our expertise. That's a virtual event. Taking our knowledge and turn it into intellectual capital, right? So, at this point, we like to do a quick segment that I call What Say Ye, where I go through your comments and see. Anthony Samuel said I could write a book about gang banging and how I quit running the streets to protect my family and started a t-shirt business to support them. Man, that's an amazing story, brother. If you have not already done it, you need to be in that class next week. Comment workshop so I can give you that link. Let's see. Dr. Deborah says there's more in what you know than what you do. Absolutely. Beverly says guilty of sitting on knowledge. You are absolutely right. Stephanie says, just was agreeing, we get taxed on top before we get our money and when we buy goods. You absolutely right. That's the penalty we pay for not doing business in this economy. Big Rube says, nobody else will put that unique personalized touch like you will. Yeah, guys, there is no competition. The only way you find yourself in a competitive market if you're trying to be like everybody else. That's the only way. When you're being your authentic self, there is no competition. Beverly says they could be, but they can't work harder than me. I have to want to get to the top bad. That's how I'm separated from others. I have to double my action. I have to be better. Right? Let's see. Dr. Deborah says, answer the question of the day. I could write a book on toxic thoughts and limiting beliefs. Also on nonprofit sustainability strategies. I love it, love it, love it. That's a huge thing, man. A lot of people in nonprofits think that nonprofits means no revenue. No, it just means no profit. There's a difference between profit and revenue. Love that, Dr. Deborah. Beverly says knowledge, transformation, experience, relationships, basis of the book, self-awareness, low self-esteem, and personal building strategies. I love that. If you have not already started that process, or if you got a book and you want to turn it into a course, you need to be in the workshop, comment workshop, so I can get you the link to get registered, guys. It's just 20 bucks, right? Milt says Financial Education Academy, exercise financial intelligence. And Sean says, good morning from Travel is Sexy Travel Agency. Question of the day, she can write a book on travel. All right, guys, that is What Say Ye. Atlanta checking in from CEO of Take Flight Management, Mr. Motre, I believe is how that is pronounced. That is What Say Ye right here on the Cortez Hustle Show. Excited to share your thoughts. Brian says the beautiful thing is we can do these things whenever we decide. Man, the power of decision. Speaking of the power of decision, that's one thing that I can write a book on, guys. My answer to the question of the day right here on the Cortez Hustle Show. I can write a book on a lot of different things, man. I love learning. I love sharing and giving, but the power of decision is one that I can write a book on. Belief in the cycle of success is something that I can write a book on. We're waiting for other people to believe for us what we need to believe for ourselves, guys. The book I read, I don't know about you, but the book I read tells me all things are possible for him that believes. It didn't say all things are possible for him who has a mom that believes. It didn't say all things are possible for him who has a wife or a husband that believes. It didn't say all things are possible for them who got friends that believe. It said all things are possible for him or her that believe. Ladies and gentlemen, there is only one person required to believe, and that is you, my friends. So that is another book that I can write a topic on. I can also write a topic on how to build wealth through a home-based business. You guys heard a little bit of that blueprint. And in fact, I actually have a book coming out later this summer called The Wealth Creation Playbook, where I give you 7 plays that you could run from scratch and build wealth over a 2 to 5 year span, right? 7 different plays that you can run to build wealth. And that's called the Wealth Creation Playbook. Be on the lookout for that. So that, my friend, was the answer to the question of the day right here on the Cortez Hustle Show, brought to you by Personal Branding 365. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are struggling to build an attractive, powerful, and profitable personal brand, then you need to go check out personalbranding365.com. I give you my free checklist, 7 powerful keys to building a personal brand. And if you want to go to the next level, you can grab the ebook for just $7, ladies and gentlemen, and you will learn the keys to building a powerful, profitable personal brand. Last but not least, I'm going to say it one more time, guys. If you have not already commented workshop and you're trying to figure out, Cortez, how do I get my intellectual capital out of my head? How do I get this money that is in my head to become an intellectual property that will ultimately get the money from my head into my pocket? Then you need to comment workshop. Next week, next Tuesday, I'm doing a private webinar where I'm going to be teaching you how to do these 7 things, right? How to do these 7 things, how to host events and make them profitable. We're going to talk about how to develop a mastermind group and what are the components you need, how to give talks, how to provide coaching and consulting, how to create an online course, how to write a book in 3 days or less, how to write articles and set up your blogs for $20. You guys are going to learn all of those things. Not that you have to do all of those things, but you'll pick 1 or 2 and turn your intellectual capital into intellectual property. Comment workshop, and I'll get you guys a link to register for that event. So with that, man, that is it for today's show. Until I talk to you guys next time, I want you to get your money up because you absolutely can do it. But more importantly, you deserve to do it, each and every single one of you. So, as I say every day, hustle up. But you've got to overcome fear if you're going to win.
You're tuned into the Cortez Hustle Show. Please like and subscribe.